Taylor, and that's Allison. A little bit about Christianity. It's based around Jesus, the Messiah from Bethlehem. He was born miraculously from the Virgin Mary, and he challenged the authority of leaders and politicians. He was tried, convicted, crucified, and buried in a tomb and rose 3 days later. And that picture is him being crucified. Well, the picture was him being crucified on the cross, and it's kind of a common picture. But she's not able to go back right now. The Bible is based off of the Old and the New Testament. And the Old Testament is from the Hebrew Bible that Christians worshipped. And the books have stories of wisdom, dealing with good and evil in the world, warnings turning away from God, and stories of the Israelites in Babylon. And it's seen as the preparation for the New Testament. The New Testament is a division of the Bible, the second division of the Bible, and it deals with first century Christianity. And it tells stories that were written down after Jesus' death, along with letters from the leaders to make up the New Testament. And it's mostly Gospels and prophecies. The place of worship is called a church for Christianity, and it's based off of communion and baptism. They're both really important aspects in the church, and different practices in the church lead to the different denominations of Christianity. One denomination is the Roman Catholic Church, and it's based on the center of the bishop, and the dominant language is Latin. The Greek Orthodox Church is another denomination, and it's based off of Constantinople, and Greek is the dominant language. And the Protestant Church is like an umbrella of different religions within it. So Martin Luther helped reform the Christian church, and this led to different denominations, which Baptist is one of the denominations, which is also the religion the church that we went to. These are just a few things that Christians celebrate. They celebrate Lent, Easter, Good Friday, Pentecost, and Christmas. Lent is 40 days of fasting. Easter celebrates the resurrection of Christ. Good Friday commemorates Jesus' crucifixion. The Pentecost represents the birth of the church, and Christmas is the birth of Jesus. These are just the general Christian beliefs. Different Christians have different creeds depending on their denomination. They all believe in one God, the Bible, the prophets, angels, communion and baptism, sharing the word, and the 10 Commandments.
Okay, so this is a general Baptist background. It was formed originally in 1609 CE. The word Baptist comes from the Greek word meaning to immerse, wash, or dip. It was started by an English separator, John Smith, who basically began the tradition of adult baptism rather than infant baptism. In 1938, Roger Williams established the very first Baptist congregation. It had a rise in its members during the First Great Awakening. It's described as Christians who believe in traditional theology but practice baptism in adults rather than infants. The two main associations, the Baptist World Alliance and the Southern Baptist Convention, are popular in the United States, and more than 200,020 congregations worldwide. Most Baptists believe in the four freedoms of soul freedom, church freedom, Bible freedom, and religious freedom.
Okay, so we visited the Olivet Institutional Baptist Church with some members of our class, and this is an African American Baptist church led by Reverend Colvin, and it has a very large congregation, and this is the church right there. And we actually didn't get to visit the actual church because it was under construction, so the service was held in a high school auditorium. The church has services at 8 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. on Sundays. We attended the 10:45 service. And the service is about 2 hours long, but it really doesn't seem that long when you're there. You'll receive a bulletin like this, and it'll guide you through the service. And you should expect prayers, reading of Bible verses, a lot of music, a sermon led by Reverend Colvin, and if you attend on the first Sunday of the month, you should expect a communion ceremony. The atmosphere was really friendly and upbeat. Everyone was inviting us inside and really wanted us to be there. And there was even a part of the service where Reverend Colvin welcomed all the visitors. And there was another part of the service where everyone walked around and like said hello to each other in the morning, so that was really cool. The congregation definitely wears their Sunday best for the service. As you can see in this picture, there are some ladies in hats, so you should expect that. And when you visit, you should try to dress up. Men will be in suits or shirts and ties, and women will usually be in dresses or dress pants. But just try to look nice and not wear jeans. And music is a lot different than you might be used to in your church. It had a more upbeat style, and there was a band, and it even had a saxophone and a keyboard. And the choir led most of the songs. There was only one song that we actually all sang together, and like the words were in the bulletin. The other songs, the choir just sang by themselves, but usually the congregation joined in singing or even clapping. And overall, we had a really good experience. We thought it was fun, and we're all Christians, so it wasn't completely foreign to us, but it was still a new, eye-opening experience. Thank you. Are there any questions?
No questions for these two scholars who have taken their time to...
There's 3 of them.
3 scholars, I'm sorry. I can't count tonight.
I can't believe you wrote that.
No, I erased it then.
Well, before you sit down,
Oh, I drew hearts on every single one.
Taylor, what was the most, and all three you're going to answer, the most interesting or important or significant finding in your research?
I just thought it was interesting since I am Catholic and stuff. Like, I know a lot about like the traditional theology, but I didn't realize how differently it was practiced like throughout different
Maybe.
sets of it and stuff. Like, I had never been to another service before of like any kind except for Catholic, so I thought it was really interesting to see how something that has the same like fundamentals can be completely different.
Okay.
My favorite thing was comparing it, the Baptist church to my regular Catholic church, and like how kind of like what Taylor said, how different it was, and how like the music was different, the atmosphere was different, it was more laid back, and I just thought that was really interesting.
Allison?
I think the biggest thing for me was just keeping an open mind. You don't really know what you're going to expect, and I think you really just have to get out there and try it before you can come to a conclusion.
Okay. Good job, good job. There is some more. Please help yourselves.